It's the Fly King. I got the courts on lock like a Rain Man. Stick it to these fruits like edible arrangement. But wait, man, first class flights from the Caymans, and you're tuned in to TTB Entertainment. It's the Fly King.
TTB disclaimer. The views and opinions in this video and comments on this channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions by this channel's broadcaster.
This is the panel. With host Bob the God, Aaron Wilds Out TV, and the voice of TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Panel. And as always, you have myself, the voice of TTB, Bubs the God, Aaron Wilds Out TV. And today we have a very special guest. She's a podcaster, she's a model, she's a writer, she's an advocate for LGBTQIA, and she's a drag queen. And if that's not it, she is also a cast member of the hit show Chasing LA. Welcome, Alicia Love, onto the panel. Yeah.
Hi.
Wait, Trap, you forgot one more. She was the motherfucking talk of the motherfucking reunion, and she wasn't even there. Can we just talk about that?
And one more thing. And she knows how to slice, dice, and fucking reprice. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
We will definitely get there, but before we do, I want to dive into you a little bit, Alicia. At what age did you realize you were a part of the LGBT community, like that you were gay at first?
Well, when I started to realize what sexuality was and what attraction was, I felt more like a woman. So when I first even thought about attraction, I felt more like a woman before I knew that I was going to transition. So it's like, I don't know, I never really felt gay, if that's understandable, because when I was born and when I started to realize what life was about, I always felt like a woman, even though I didn't transition yet. But I think I was around the age of 10. Yeah, the age of 10, I realized that I was a part of the LGBTQ plus community.
At what age did you actually begin your transition process?
I started to transition around 17, going in 18.
Oh wow, okay. And how was that? Was it easy for you? Was it rough for you, or how was the process?
The beginning was rough, of course. The beginning of anything is going to be rough when you don't, really know how it's going to turn out. But overall, it was rough, but I'm glad that I went through what I went through in the beginning, because it taught me and it molded me into the woman that I am today.
Now, you're a pretty amazing drag queen. When did you fall in love with drag, and what made you pursue it?
So 2017, the end of 2017. Well, let's go back to the beginning. I've always felt like an entertainer. I always felt like I was meant to be on a stage somewhere. So around the end of 2017, I met this amazing drag queen in the District of Columbia. Her name is Christina Kelly. And she was having this talent thing at a Ziegfeld Secret. And I don't know if anyone has been to Ziegfeld. But yeah, it's a club. Well, it's not there anymore, but it's a club in DC. And yeah, she did a talent competition, and I went and did it, and I turned it. And then I got to the finals. I was like first runner up or whatever. But from that like moment, I went on to like do some amazing like some other things. Like, and that was my start.
Now, as a female who does drag, do you get shade thrown at you by the male drag queens for being a
Ooh,
female?
that's a good question.
No, not really. It's not really about me being a trans woman who does drag.
Mhm.
I haven't really gotten a lot of shade. It's more because I'm talented. It's more about my talent on why I get shade, not really me being
Mm.
trans and an entertainer. They just hate on me because I'm talented. So, um, I mean, I in the beginning, I will say, in the beginning, baby, I was letting them have it. Like, oh my God, I was so bad. Like my mouth was like what you say, bitch? Like what? You said what? You know what I'm saying? That was like in the beginning, that was like how I was, and it was bad, and I was starting to lose like bookings. But I got it together, and I was like, you know what? These bitches just hating on me because I'm talented, so it is what it is. Of course, it's shade anywhere, but I mean, bitch, when I get on stage and come off, the coin is there, so that's all that matters.
Right, right.
No, that's right. Let's
Okay.
talk about you being a campaign model. I saw some pics and I was pleasantly surprised with the stuff that you were doing. How did you get into modeling in the first place?
I started modeling around like 2000, like, oh, I can't even think, but I basically started in modeling. I did DC Fashion Week, and from there, it my love for it just continued to grow. And
Mhm.
I've been thankful and enough to have different campaigns throughout the District of Columbia, you know, representing the LGBT community. So, I mean, I'm just blessed, and I might be doing some things soon. Actually, I just had a booking, so fingers crossed.
Yes, keep going, keep going, keep going. Yes.
So,
Mhm.
Chasing LA, what made you sign on to the show? Let's talk
Yeah.
about.
Yeah. Okay.
He
Drink break.
had to take a
Thank you,
sip
because I needed that
of
too.
water for
I had to
that
drink my
one.
water because. So okay, so I've been watching Chasing LA from the beginning, from like the beginning, like Chasing Atlanta season one. You know, when the
Mm.
girls, you know, was doing what they was doing. And I was like, I want to be on the show. Like, I would love to be on the show. Like, I would love to be a positive representation for any trans person who's watching. And I didn't really think that the like it would merge by me just saying that and manifesting that. But I
Mm.
saw a flyer on Instagram that Shauna Brooks had posted or reposted, whatever, because I was following her at the time. And I saw it and I was like, you know what? This would be a good opportunity. Let me try it. Because at that time, I was moving to LA anyway. Well,
Mm.
um I was waiting for the call back because I had to audition like 4 times for this all trans cabaret club that's in
Ah,
Palm
okay.
Springs. So that was the main reason why I was going. I wasn't even on the show yet. But I
Mhm.
saw the flyer, I auditioned, and I got on the show. Mind you, my audition tape, no shade, bitch. I really didn't give a fuck. I had on this like orange, like shirt dress, no bra
Mhm.
on, nipples just showing.
Oh, wow.
I had my when I had my hair out, like I had long hair, so I put it up, and I was just on my bed, just speaking on how I speak, and look at me now.
Okay. Indians.
Mm-hmm.
On episode one, you seemed very, very standoffish. What was going on with that? Why were you so like not trying to mingle with the cast? It looked like.
So the reason, so I do that in general, in life in general. When I go somewhere and meet new people, I'm very like, if they don't come up and say hi to me, I'm very to myself. You know, I'm like
Mm.
that in life in general. If I'm not performing or I'm not in a club, I'm literally not going to walk up to you and say hi because I'm not at work.
Mm.
So that day, mind you, we filmed before. Like when we filmed the Hamburger Murders, we had a scene that we had did before that they didn't really show.
Okay.
And I was feeling some shadiness from people that I didn't even know. Mind you, I didn't know nobody. Before I got on the show, I didn't know nobody. Nobody. So I'm like, what's going on with this? You know, because at that time I was like, okay, reality TV is going to be what's actually happening, not extra buffoonery. You know what I'm saying? So they was being shady to me at the beach, and we got to Hamburger Murray's, and at that point I was like, girl, I'm not doing all this because I work at Hamburger Murray's. I'm not about to give you our show or whatever. So I sat there, got my free drink from the bartender, bitch, and paid it, and sat there and ignored everybody because I just wanted to feel people out.
So you were more observant, basically, just peeping the
Exactly,
scene.
but
I got you.
of course,
I'm the same way.
but of course, when you're like that, things are left up for people to interpret.
Yeah,
You understand
thank
what I'm
you.
saying?
Thank
And
you.
I'm already on a show, so
Right.
it's going to be interpreted 10 times more than if I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So they took that as saying that I was the weak one, but little did they know.
You better watch out for them quiet ones, because the quiet ones is the ones who will fuck you up. I know, because I'm one of them.
No
But
shade. We will all go down. We all going down.
How did you go from being standoffish to allegedly accusing people of doing cocaine all within the same episode?
So the reason why that happened is because when I went to the women's restroom, well, I mean, thankfully it's unisex bathroom at Hamburger Mary's. So when I went to the bathroom, Jayla and Fran were in the stall together. The door like closes, so they were in there together, and I was listening to them talk, and I was just listening to what was going on, and like because I know when a girl is doing coke. Trust me, bitch. I've been at plenty balls. I've been at plenty clubs when they doing bumps in the bathroom. I know what a bump. I know what a bump sound like. I know what it sounds like. Okay, I'm not. Trust me, I know what it sounds like, and that what the fuck I thought I heard. So it's just what it was.
Right.
It was nothing to be shady. It was nothing to be like. It was just very much like, bitch, you want to say that I'm drunk, so bitch, the same way I just saw you in the bathroom and you was talking shit and y'all was in there doing da da da. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
Okay.
I heard it with my own ear. So.
Ooh. Okay. You and Fran got into it, and he misgendered you. He has since said that he's apologized to you in person, on FaceTime, and on various public platforms. Why won't you accept his apology? Not that you have to, but just humor me. Why won't you?
So Fran did, after filming a couple weeks later, mind you, when he says about the FaceTime thing, he apologized, but that was the day after it happened. That was like very, like, it wasn't a lot of space before he apologized, so I did not accept it because I didn't feel like it was genuine, because literally it was you called Jayla and Jayla called me on Instagram three-way and you apologized. That's not the place to do that. That's not the place to do any of that. So no, I didn't accept it the first time that you apologized because I did not feel like it was sincere. It was too quick. So it was giving up. The second time we were filming the scene, he did apologize, but at that moment I could not receive it because I felt like he was basically trying to deflect. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to talk to someone and be real with someone, you're not going to keep pointing the fingers at me. You're going to have to. I'm going to have to see some type of accountability, and that was not what was happening. But the third time, I accepted it, and you know, I accepted his apology. I don't have no ill will towards him. Clearly, what he said was very, you know, from his trauma, because clearly I'm a beautiful woman. You can see it. The proof is here. So I don't have no issue with him. I wish him the best. I just hope that, you know, whatever he's going through in his life and whatever trauma that he's dealing with, I hope that one day God will let him feel the love that I'm feeling because I am who I am. So hopefully God will let him feel that love one day. But I have no issue with him. I wish him the best. And hopefully if he does transition, or when he does transition, he's as beautiful as me.
Period.
And more.
Period.
You shared with Jayla on the show that you were attacked by 7 hetero men. You were basically jumped for being trans. So my question to you is, What made you share that? And is there any advice you have to give any other trans woman of color? Like, is there any warning signs for them to look out for in that situation?
Good question, Trav.
Good
Um,
question.
I mean, in the situation that I had went through, it's, I mean, in a general setting, if you're meeting someone and like, you're a trans woman and they don't know it, like, I would just, to be honest, there's really no rule book. It's more just be aware of your surroundings and do what's best for you in that moment, in that situation. If you got to fight and take out a knife, do it. If that's the best thing that's going to keep you safe. You know what I'm
Hell
saying?
yeah.
Because my mindset before I had got attacked, and I kid you not, I was like, oh, bitch, I'm never going to get attacked. I was that girl. I was like, while other girls were getting attacked, I was that girl that was very much like, oh, I'm fine because I'm not bothering nobody. I say to myself, so I'll be good. But that's not the case. Niggas just sometimes just want to be dickheads and be ignorant. But I just say, be aware of your surroundings, carry a knife, a taser, whatever if you don't got none of that, carry you some scissors, carry you hairspray and a lighter, like something.
We know you got the knife, and we're gonna get there soon. At the Love Me or Hate Me mixer, things got hectic, and you said Jayla was jumped, but by who? Because from what Jayla told us over here is that she actually beat up Andre. She said so. Did she get jumped? Did she beat up Andre? Like, what do you remember from that night?
So from what I remember seeing, and I don't forget when things happen, like the reason why I say you got jumped is because if more than one person is coming to attack you, you're getting jumped. You know what I'm saying? And literally, like, I don't. I mean, I just remember her running away and then turning around. I don't. I mean, she might have thrown a punch. Um, I mean, I can't really recall. Not, I'm just trying to give the best answer that I can give because I don't really remember. I don't really remember her like fighting, like going off. You know what I'm saying? I remember her running. But I said she got jumped because Andre went to her, tried to attack her, and then like Andre's friend, like his roommate or someone, like someone he came with, got up, and then Fran got up, running towards her too with a chair. So I mean, to me, that consists of you getting jumped. But I mean, I really like no shade. Like I think she threw a punch. I'm not sure, to be honest. And I don't even want to beat around the bush. I'm really not sure because everything happened so fast. And then I was having a PTSD attack because that's the first time anything like any commotion that happened. That's the first time I saw a commotion in almost a year. So I'm dealing with these flashbacks, like, and I'm trying to deal with like what I'm going through at that moment. So I can't really say everything that happened, but I do know that Fran picked up a chair and Andre went towards her to attack her and his friend or roommate or whatever you want to call it.
That's
So yeah.
that's definitely understandable because PTSD is very much real.
Yes.
But
Yes.
at the official King Pain's event,
Okay,
things
get it
went left.
right.
Right, things went left again, and you pulled out a knife. Why did you pull out the knife? Shit, what made you bring the knife in the first place?
So the reason why I brought out the knife is because they already fought her one time. You get what I'm saying? This second time, she wasn't doing anything. I like was there and I saw everything clear as day. She was not doing anything. All she was doing was taking a picture with security. And Miss Mama, Andre, felt some type of way because she was enjoying herself.
True.
So he wanted to fight her. No. You get one chance. You had your one chance. It's not happening again. I'm very much that girl. I'm very much like, okay, bitch, you had your little one Kit Kat, it's not happening again because I felt like now you're trying to be disrespectful and now you know what you're doing. There's no way you can say she threw a drink on me. There's no way. She wasn't doing anything. So, bitch, I said, no, man, that's the time that I'm going to stick up for my trans sister, bitch. And no shade, if he would have came closer, he definitely would have got stabbed up. Like, no shade. That was the day that the Lord had made.
Mhm.
You just
I'm
answered one
just
of my
being,
questions.
I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. Because at
Okay,
that
so
moment when I had the knife, my mindset was to back everyone up. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? That was my first instinct. My first
right,
instinct
right.
wasn't to attack them because I wanted to attack them. I could have really just jumped over all of y'all because they were all short, mind you. Mind you, I have heels on, so I'm taller than all of y'all. Half of y'all
Mhm.
is skinny and squammy. So if I wanted to get past you and get past you and all of that, I could have done that. My arm literally reached
Flick.
over Q's head, mind you. But I wanted to cut him, he would have got cut. But that wasn't my goal. My goal was to back him up, and if you came forward, then it was time to get on the body.
Boom,
Mhm.
boom. Makes sense. Definitely.
all right, so let's ask the $1,000,000 question. The question that everybody wants to motherfucking know.
What is?
Miss
Mhm.
Miss
I wasn't at the
Alicia
beginning.
Miss Alicia Love, why on earth did you not go to the reunion for
I was
Chasing
over you.
season 1?
I was over it.
Let me just say this. Let me say this to the people. And I hope the fans, all the people listen. This is the first and last time I'm gonna say it.
Mm-hmm.
One, I didn't go because I'm a grown as woman. If I don't want to go somewhere, bitch, I'm not gonna go.
It's true.
But the real reason on why I didn't go is because at that time I was dealing with a lot of anger.
Mm.
I was dealing with a lot of anger, and even though I processed the show weeks ago, having to come back to sit at a reunion, I couldn't do it because
Mm.
at that time I had so much anger in me. No shade, I would have set the whole building on fire, me included. I would have stayed in it. We all would have been burning. You know what I'm saying?
You know
That
you
was where I
said
was.
it.
That's where I was at mentally. Like, bitch, no
Mm.
shade. I'm not doing no talking. I'm not doing none of that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I was very much like, bitch, y'all want to
It's
play,
on
bitch?
site.
Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? That's where I
Mm-hmm.
was at, and I just felt like it wouldn't have been healthy for me, and then I was still dealing with a little bit of depression and PTSD. So I just felt like it wasn't the
Mm.
best thing to do for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, I had a dress getting made. My friend had made me a nasty shortcut. And I'm gonna give y'all this. Yes, Q did send me some money to get me a plane ticket because I had moved to New York because I was doing some stuff in New York and I just decided to stay because my brother was down here and you know I was looking for a place and all that. And I really, to be honest, I didn't want to spend the money. I had the money, but I really didn't want to spend the money to catch a plane and talk about bullshit. But Q sent me
Right.
money and da da da. But then I sent it back because I was like, I really don't want to do it. In my heart, I knew I didn't want to go. And I'm sorry I let the fans down. All the fans who's gonna watch this, I'm sorry I let y'all down. You know, but stay tuned.
Yeah, and you matter. You're important first before you can do anything else. So
Yeah,
it's
you know, and
Exactly.
definitely
I
understandable.
think I said that in my review. I was like, she would have killed them girls. Like, she would have took everybody with her, like her
Oh my
included. Like, I was
God.
like,
So
I
it was
could
actually
just
a blessing
tell,
in
like,
disguise because
it was a
It was a
blessing.
blessing
no,
for
listen,
them.
listen. When somebody says
Yeah.
that I will burn the place down and I will stand in it too, they're not playing no games. So
Yeah.
that
Oh,
right there was something
Mhm.
pretty serious. So
like, and
No, we
I have
I
definitely get that.
I
and
have two
since
more
then I've.
questions, then I'm gonna
Oh, go
pass it
ahead,
to Aaron.
sorry.
I'm gonna pass it to Aaron. I noticed on your profile it says former cast member of Chasing LA.
mm.
So will that mean you won't
No,
be
okay.
back?
Okay, so if you look at my bio, the former is in front of um Hamburger Mary. The former is behind Chasing LA, but the former was for Hamburger Mary's because I moved. So I had
Mm.
to give up my cast spot at Hamburger Mary's Long Beach because I was on cast. So it wasn't for Chasing LA. It was starting a new thing for the next sentence. So it was like former cast member Hamburger Mary's Long Beach.
Are you in New York now?
I'm in New York now, yes.
Oh my God, we could have done this. We could have done this interview in person, just like Aaron said. Our fault.
Y'all
Oh
too
my
good.
God. Are y'all in New York too?
Mm-hmm.
I'm in Detroit.
Yeah.
Those two are.
We're in New York.
Yes, Detroit.
Yes.
All right, my
Ooh,
last
Detroit.
question. My last question is King Payne, the official King Payne. Last night he gagged the girls on live last night when he revealed that you, him, Quan, and Alicia all put money together to purchase Andre's Shop Him LLC. What made you want to be a part of that?
Yes, we did. Me, Jayla, Quan, and King, we did do that. And at the time, I just felt like I wanted to do it. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're a business person, you should have all your T's and I's dot and cross. So at the end of the day, King reached out to me and asked me, did I want to put up some money to buy it? And I said, yes, ma'am. He did enough dirt at that time. He had did enough dirt to me anyway. So I was like, why not?
I just
Aaron,
wanna
Aaron, the floor is yours, Aaron Wilds Out
And
TV.
and he's not getting it back.
Okay,
I
so y'all
forgive
just
him.
confirmed my one question.
I know that
My
I
question
know
already
that
answered
was
too.
a question. I know that it was a question on the reunion. I forgive him. Yes, I do. I have no ill will, but he's not getting it back. The dirt's already done. I'm not giving my half back, so it's majority rule, but he's not getting it back. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, this is like a quick question. Like, answer it the quickest way because this person is really not relevant. He
Fran?
was given basically he was not
Oh,
relevant. He was very much given ostrich at the reunion, so I don't really
I
see
saw
it for
that.
this
I saw
queen.
that. I saw that.
So at the Hamburger Mary's, and when he stated that he was non-binary and you should respect his pronouns or whatever, do you think that he only put out there that he was non-binary to win the argument, or do you really think that he's non-binary?
Well, first of all, there's no argument to win. Let's start there. It's no argument to win. It's not. We are not the same. Even if you are non-binary, we are not the same. I am a trans woman of color. We are not the same. Now, to answer your question, that day, that very first day, he never said he was non-binary. From his confessionals that y'all saw that was edited for that first scene, the first season, the first episode, he said it in his confessionals. He did not say he was non-binary to anybody that whole day. So nobody knew. It may have seemed like it because they had his confessionals on the first episode, but no one knew he was non-binary the first time he filmed. He told us he was non-binary probably like the second episode or the third, I believe, but he did not tell anyone he was non-binary in the beginning. That's why I kept saying, like, what are you? Because I'm like, bitch, I said you were a gay man, but you said you're not. So, like, bitch, what are you? Like, what's going on? Let me know. But every time I kept saying, what are you? He took it upon himself to misgender me. And at the end of the day, he's transphobic, or either he wants to transition and be a woman and he takes his anger out on trans women. Now, if that's the case, then I would pray for him. But if he did it because he was just a nasty human being, then I wish him nothing but the best.
So basically, he just put it out there just to win the argument, basically.
I mean, I don't know. I can't say that because even though he didn't tell us until like episodes later, I mean, I can't say it because I don't know his life. I don't know his story. I don't know anything about him. So I can't say that he said it to create this, commotion or whatever you want to call it. But he did not tell anybody he was non-binary the first time we filmed. So me, I guess, supposedly misgendering you it doesn't stand. It's not going to stand against any argument because you didn't tell anybody. And clearly when they see you, they see a gay man. That's all I was trying to get him to understand. That's what I was trying to get him to understand. You know what I'm saying? You give a gay man. You know what I'm saying? When people see me, bitch, they don't see a man. I don't give a fuck if I was 8,000 feet tall. You know what I'm saying? I'm 6'2.5". Yes, bitch, I'm tall and sexy as fuck, but they don't give a fuck how tall I am. When people see me, they see a tall model who's beautiful and sexy, and that's just what the fuck it is. If I thought when people saw me, they saw a man, I'd be like, yeah, you know, maybe I need to pop some hormones or da 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 da. But bitch, that's not the case, bitch. I'm soft as charming, bitch.
Period. So my next question, because we're gonna get off that loser. From an unbiased standpoint, looking back now, do you feel like Jayla's story on the girls jumping her compares to yours, or do you feel like Jayla just wanted to include herself on your trauma?
I mean, I would say this. I don't think it compares because we're two different people, and it was two different incidents, you know, separately. So it doesn't. You can't really compare the two because they were two separate, you know, incidents done. But I will say that I didn't have an issue with her, you know, like saying that she got attacked by the women, even though whatever she got attacked for or whatever. I can't speak on that because I don't know, you know, the ins and outs of that. But I will say that attack comes in different shapes, different forms. You understand? So even though they did not know she was a trans woman or whatever she said in her story, at the end of the day, you still attack them. You know what I'm saying? So it's still not right regardless. You know, people tried to get on her because she was sleeping with someone's man. First of all, I doubt J-Lo was sleeping with someone's man if she would have known that the man had a girl. A lot of times, these men get with a girl because they like it and they see it and they love it, but then they don't tell us that they have a girlfriend. Even if you ask, they're still gonna lie. So at the end of the day, like, I can't fault her for that. Now, bitch, if you knew and you still slept with her man, then bitch, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? But I have no issue with it. You know, I'm glad that she's still here because she said she was at the pool, so anything could have happened. You know what I'm saying? She just slipped and fell and busted her head or slipped and drowned. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not worrying about the extra antics and all of that. You know what I'm saying? That's for the fans to dissect. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm happy that she's still here living with us, you know?
Yeah. Next question is...
Wait, hold that thought, Aaron. Save that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to take our first and only commercial break. And when we come back, Aaron Wilds Out TV and Bubs the God are going to finish off the rest of this interview. So keep it locked right here, motherfuckers. You are watching The Panel.
I don't think I'm ready to be a public figure because I like to clap back. I'll talk about a bitch kids, tell a bitch how they body look like a melting soda can, even go to the extent of saying, all right, bitch, you better shut up while I fuck your man. Okay, I'm sorry, Mom. I know I cuss too much and I always talk about sex, but people be having me bent like a curved dick. That's why I spit so I can channel all that energy into my own shit. I made my own lane where I feel safe, but if you keep poking a sleeping bear, mama's bound to come out and play. Just know I don't throw shade, I throw grenades. Ain't scared to say your name and might even hand out an upgrade. Cause see, when I was a bum, yeah, shit happens. I needed company for my own misery. Hopefully I'm your future. Truthfully, you're my history. See, you're where I left and I'm where you want to strive to be. Bitch, do you really think you can read with me, bump with me, spit with me, even sit with me? On Wednesdays, mean girls wear pink, but on Saturdays, real bitches get time and a half. See, I was working way before Rihanna and Drake made it sound good. Now I see I gotta work on me, because financially, trust me, I'm straight. Spiritually, whoop, I'm zen, but mentally, I'm crazed, amazed at the shit that comes out of people's mouths, and it's praised. It goes, and keeps going viral. How your only source of knowledge is Facebook, boy? You better go and put your face in a book. Quote something fathomed by your own thoughts. Stop living out these memes of dope boys and thoughts talking about relationship goals. If you gotta look at something for inspiration, look in the mirror. That's a basic bitch. It was easily assembled. It was basic, bitch. I bet you look more like your daddy than your mother, because I bet she a basic bitch. Boss up. It's basic, bitch.
Guys, I need to borrow some clothes for the interviews because I don't have any fancy clothes.
Go to my closet, you take whatever you need. You too, Brennan. You guys gotta look sharp. It's the most important day of our lives, okay?
Hey, Dad.
What's your name? What's your age? Where you from? What's your sign? Who you love? What's your style? What you do? What you drive? Stop, drop, and roll. Do that. Do it like a pro. Do that. Stop, drop.
Ladies and gentlemen, and we are back here at the panel. And as you can see, our special guest, Miss Alicia Love, is still in the building. So
Yes.
before the commercial break, the one and only Aaron Wilds Out TV was asking his line of questions. So Aaron, please continue.
Okay, my next question was going to be, what's your response to some of the cast saying that y'all was using the term transphobic as a crutch to play victim?
Wow.
Well, I would say this. It saddens me that they see that and they see the situation in that type of light. Um, when someone's being transphobic, which they were, it's no one's playing the victim. We're just stating the obvious. So, I mean, I don't, I really don't like hate them for saying that. It just shows that they're not mature to really sit down and say, hey, yes, I said some transphobic things, but I'm not. You know what I'm saying? They had to deflect. So I hope that one day on their journey, they get to a point where they understand why and what they said was transphobic. But I will say this. I don't think that, because I was just having a conversation with Jayla actually before I did this interview with you guys. And she kind of put my mind in a different perspective. So, Fran, he's transphobic, hands down. There's no way around it. There's no like if, and, but. Andre, I don't think he's transphobic, but I do think that he has major anger issues, and he might need to see a doctor to take some medication because mentally, I think he's kind of messed up. Um, that's not a bad thing. You know, we all messed up in a way, shape, or
In
form.
some
But I
ways,
will
yeah.
say
Agree
that
for that.
his is it can be a danger to others and himself, and that's when it starts to become a problem. But I would not say that Andre is transphobic because when I first met him, he wasn't saying any transphobic things. It's just when he got around friends. But I still would say that he said some transphobic things, and I think they should definitely be held accountable and definitely,
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I love how this interview is going. I have probably 2 or 3 more questions. We're going to keep it moving. How do you feel about Curly from the Three Stooges?
Who?
Curly, the curly wig. She thought she was serving. She was
Oh,
giving very
mine,
much. Huh?
my hair.
No. There was a girl at the reunion. She thought she was serving with a wig, with this curly, curly wig. It was very much dry. It
Oh,
was very much
you
brittle,
mean
giving
Miss
brittle
D
treatment.
Hawkins?
Yes, sweetheart.
Oh,
Yes.
girl.
You
No
know,
shade.
sh- constantly making slick remarks about how big your hands, feet, and body is. Plus, how, how, and how you need to act like a lady. How do you feel about his,
I
slick comments?
mean, it's sticking to me because I'm trying to be the most respectful because I want to say some things, but I'm in a different place in my life right now. So I'm not going to stoop down that low because I want to read him down to the ground and back up. But I
Mm-hmm.
will say that having big hands and big feet does not correlate to a man or a woman. I'm 6'2" and a half. I wear a 10 and a half, 11 in men, and a 12 and a half in women. And I'm proud of that. Because guess what? When you see me, bitch, I'm on. But at the end of the fucking day, it's like, I don't like, did you think that a tall person was going to have tiny hands and tiny feet? Like, that isn't like, for me, it's just like, you sound dumb. Now, the way that you said it and how you said it, you basically wanted to dewomanize me. That's basically what he was trying to do because I've seen women with bigger feet than me. No shade.
That is
No
true.
shade. I've seen
That is true.
cis women big.
Yeah, I've seen
He was
I would
some
have
right.
tall
probably had.
women.
He was right.
I would have told have the women. But I've seen some bitches that got like 14 and 15,
Yeah, 30.
and they're
Yeah.
cis,
Mm-hmm.
and they're cis women.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into that. But often and too many times, the gay community, the LGBT community, they tend to bring up these things to try to dewomanize a trans woman. That's the problem that I had with him. Because if I would have did the same thing in reverse to him, like you're not a man, you're on the table getting your ass sucked out with suction cups. I've never seen a man do that. You know what I'm saying? So I could have did that too. You know what I'm saying? I could have said some things about that wig he had on at the reunion, and I definitely could have said some things about you trying to be a woman, you trying to look like this on your confessionals. Crusty and like I said in my confessionals, crusty and dusty. See, you wanted to talk about me, but then you wanted to get up in him like the woman that I am, but then you miserably failed. So I have no issue with him. That's his consequence enough, because that's going to be out there for the rest of his life. And trust and believe I'm going to be sharing it every other week.
Yeah.
So that's his consequences. But I definitely think that he's transphobic too. I definitely think that he has a lot of issues down, deep down, or whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, bitch, I keep telling these girls, which I've been transitioning since the age of 17, bitch. I am that girl. You can see me and see it. So I don't care what he gotta say. I don't care. And how tall is he anyway?
Oh, nobody knows. I don't care.
Oh, okay. Well,
Not too
anyway,
much on
I
short
definitely
people. Not too much.
anyway, I think he's a piece of shit, and hopefully one day he'll be able to look back and understand what he said and what he did. But at the end of the day, I can't focus on how you feel about me. How anyone feels about me, that's even for the motherfucking fans too. For them motherfuckers in the comments every episode talking shit. Even those motherfuckers. Let me say this one thing. I'm gonna say this
Say
to
it. Let it out.
camera.
Let it out.
I'm gonna say this to the camera, and this is for all y'all bitches and all y'all motherfuckers still messaging me on my post with no profile pictures trying to come at me. Let it go. The show is over. You don't need to be on my post making these comments because you feel some type of way still. Y'all fancy to calm the fuck down. It's just a motherfucking show, okay? But what I will not have is you coming on my page disrespecting me. So for all y'all fans that want to do that, keep doing it, because I'm going to show it to your motherfucking house, bitch. And that's all I got to say to y'all motherfucking negative ass fans, bitch. But I will pull up. And I will get to work. That's it. That's all.
She already got the gloves, bitch. Don't play.
Yeah, like she's all motherfucking. What's that? What's his motherfucking name? The dude that killed Nicole Brown.
OJ.
Yeah, she's all OJ out, girl. She's OJ out.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm at. But I do love the fans that have been bringing positivity. But I'm just like, I just don't understand. Like I was on live like a couple of days ago with King Payne, and someone out the blue was like, "You're a man," and da da da. And I'm just like, bitch. Let it go. I understand that comes with the territory because now I'm a public figure.
Right, correct.
She was telling me that, but in my mind, I was like, well, the show's over, so everyone's gonna forget about me. It is. I didn't see myself as a public figure like everyone else did.
You're still growing in that awareness of it, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's move on to a more probably, because this was, I didn't understand this at the reunion when someone said this, so I'm gonna get your perspective. What was your feelings on one person in particular that said that, saying that, well, what's your feelings on some of the cast members saying that you shouldn't move forward to season 2 because you didn't show up to the reunion?
I don't give a fuck.
Period. Okay, so
I'll
that's
definitely say I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, bitch, y'all hoes don't make any decisions, so I don't give a fuck.
That is
none
true.
None of y'all bitches, from the left of the side of the couch to the right side of the couch, none of them hoes, they don't make any decisions, bitch.
Yeah.
So I don't
It's
give
just
a fuck.
opinions.
It's just an opinion at the motherfucking day. So I don't give a fuck.
Period. Next question was, what's your reaction to Jayla having your back and standing 10 tones behind you?
Well, from what I saw, because we do know that they can edit things and stuff like that. But from what I saw, I told her too. I was like, "Thank you, sis, for sticking up for me." But at the end of the day, I didn't give a fuck if she did or not, because at that time she was defending herself. So I understood that if she did not. But I called her. We talked earlier, and I was like, "Thank you, sis, for sticking up for me. I really appreciate it." But at the end of the day, I already knew what the reunion was going to be. You know what I'm saying? It's the same arguing back and forth, da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? So I knew they were going to create a scenario on why I wasn't there. I knew some people would not like that I wasn't there, but in the day, I'm a grown woman, and people act like there have been shows where a cast member did not show up at the reunion.
Yeah.
And no shade, next season or in the future or whatever other franchises, if someone don't come to the reunion, at least ask them, do they want to be on video chat? You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of shows to the girl don't
Love and
come,
hip hop.
but they said, okay, let's put you on the TV. You know what I'm saying?
That
I would have
period.
rather, but see, that at the end of the day, that comes with creativity. That comes with people actually
That's
doing
true.
the
That's
work
true.
to make the production and the season the best that it can be. Some people were being lazy, but we're gonna move on from that.
Ooh. All right. So my last question, my last and final question. How did you feel about everyone's performance during the reunion?
I mean,
Just
to
a
be
quick
honest,
synopsis.
the reunion was boring, I think. I mean, the 15-minute segment they had on me was amazing. Thank you. But overall, I feel like they didn't touch on things that needed to be touched on. There was a lot of things that they left out that I feel like they could have touched on them, but I felt like they was too. I really feel like they were
What
too
was those
scared.
things? What was those
I mean, if
things?
you look at the season, you can see that there were more important things that could have been talked about at the reunion instead of the same bullshit, bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, the reunion looked cute. I mean, some of the girls were definitely giving like Susan Fashion, like rainbow tees, off the ride. I mean, but I mean, they look okay. I just wish I was there, because of course I would have been best dressed because
Period.
the
Somebody
looks were
said
just.
one person said they friend up for disaster, but we're not gonna speak on that.
Wait, who said
Bubs,
what?
it's your turn. Hmm?
Wait, who said what? What happened?
Oh no, I'm just saying that one of the somebody said they friend up for disaster.
Who?
One of the cast members said they friend up for disaster.
I mean, well, no shade.
And I can really say
Andre
it if you want me to.
didn't look.
Like it's not nothing.
Andre didn't really look together as a stylist. I'm very disappointed.
But what I was talking about was D
Fran, I
Hawkins
don't know
said
what.
D Hawkins designed that one, and that was a
The
mess.
Hawkins
But
design what?
Fran's outfit,
Oh, did he? Yeah, no, ma'am. And
yeah.
definitely not those penny loafers. That was
That's
horrible.
how I was. That's why I was like,
That was
you set your friend
horrible.
up for disaster.
The outfit was not bad. I definitely think his body did it no justice.
Hmm.
I definitely think the hair did it no justice.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think the shoes definitely destroyed the look. I wish he would have
The
had a pump
sharp
on,
chin, the sharp chin
a
too.
pump on or something, because those it just wasn't working for me. It's just no.
How you felt
Mm-mm.
about that jawline, that sharp jawline? How you feel about that?
Who's your line?
It's okay, no worries.
Fran jawline.
Buzz, I'm kidding.
Fran.
Aaron's a messy
Kidding
bitch. I just
down.
want to say
We
that.
all
Bitch, how you kidding down?
we all can't be soft like this. We all can't be soft like this.
I
But
did think you were fish. I did not think you were trans when that trailer, because you and Jayla was just natural fish. I gave
I
fish
definitely
all
think
day.
that we have the best looking girls on any franchise.
Ooh,
I do
shallow.
love all the other girls that came before. No shade. I'm not
I
gonna. It's
mean,
not trying to be shady because I don't want people to take this out of context. Because I love um oh, what is her name? Chasing Dallas.
Ariel.
Aurora or Ariel. Yes, I love Ariel. She's sickening. Like I love her. I haven't met her in person, but you know what I'm saying. Lauren England. I mean, I can't really. She's not for me. I don't put her in a category of trans woman. She's a trans woman, but I put her in the manufactured type side because let me explain this. Let me explain because you could tell a girl that has been transitioning and went through the shit, and you know what I'm saying. She just looks like someone who went to a doctor the next day and she's never popped a moan. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I still kind of have an issue with her. I don't know her, but I just don't. I don't follow her. None of that because she shaded Kendra a couple seasons ago, whatever. When she tried to say she looked manly too, she looked hard, and I had an issue with that. I would never ever. I just think that's the most disgusting thing you can ever do in your life. You know what I'm saying? Like I know I said shit, but anyway, this is not even about. I don't know
Yes,
how we
yeah.
got. I don't even know how we got on it.
Girl, we was just keying because I always wanted to key with you. Like
No,
I just
hey,
wanted to
I don't
key a
like
little
her at
bit.
all. I don't like her. No shade.
hmm
I don't.
So we're
I
gonna
really don't.
I understand. So we're gonna pass the questions to Bubs the God.
Yes.
Yep.
I just want to say this I just want to say this real quick. First of all, thank you for sharing your experience with us. I know we've heard from everybody else. I did mention to both Trap and Aaron that we got to get you up here so you can share your side of the story and share your truth because there's three sides to the story. There's side A, side B, and then there's the side of truth. So, I'm glad to have you here. And if I say anything that might seem ignorant, just look at it as ignorant.
No, it's
Like
okay.
I
You
don't
can say
know.
you can say
And
anything you want.
I'm just saying, just feel free to correct me because I want to learn.
You
So
can say
I care
you can
about
say
you.
anything you want. You can.
Okay, cool. Okay, so
Bubs,
earlier
stay
in the
getting it.
earlier in this interview, when you were talking about the situation that happened at Andre's event with them chasing Jayla and all that, you said for a moment you kind of had a flashback to dealing with PTSD. And I kind of want to touch on that a little bit, if you don't mind, if you're comfortable with it.
No,
So,
of course.
with all that being said, and you sharing that with us, where are you now currently in reference to mentally and emotionally with your aware but also active healing aspect on your PTSD and trauma? And what has your active healing taught you thus far?
Um. Well, at this point in my life, I'm actually
Mhm,
more leveled out with my PTSD.
mhm,
I just spoke to my doctor. He changed some medications for me, so it can help me, better deal with it.
mhm.
I've learned a lot. Dealing with PTSD is definitely not an overnight thing. It's
Right.
every day, take it, day by day, because what PTSD is flashbacks of
Mhm,
situations or even feelings of the
mhm.
situation that happened.
Right.
So by me, it's harder for me every day because I'm always around black guys. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And that is what
Right.
that's one of my triggers. Is being around black guys. Like when I'm just walking down the street, I sometimes even get nervous. Like when there's a black person, like a black guy walking down the street on my side. Sometimes I'll if it's more than one or two, I'll walk across the street because
Mm,
that is what I saw and felt before I got attacked. So it's learning
right.
just the triggers, and it's just learning for me. It's just learning to not beat myself up because I have a tendency to beat myself up
Right.
because I'm before I got PTSD, I was very aware and I was very to myself, but sometimes it became unhealthy for me because I wouldn't even want to leave the house to get food because I'm scared to even be around people. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
So um I'm growing, I'm learning. I'm just taking it one day at a time. It's not going to be an overnight thing, but I wanted to share that because I mean, there's so many people that's going through it that may not know that they're going through it or are just going through it and feel like they're alone or feel like they're different because it's I'm dealing with PTSD, but no, PTSD is a normal thing.
right. Exactly. Thanks. See, come on. Thoughtful answer. I appreciate it. And I like how this, like Aaron said, how this is flowing. Um, Now, according to realchangenews.org, and to my current knowledge up to this present moment in time, there has been a total of 30 trans women who have lost their lives due to ignorance and intolerance. You just shared that one of your triggers or your trigger is Black men. And a lot of times, from my personal experiences, from stories that I've heard, the dating aspect for trans women, especially trans women of color, is very, very difficult sometimes. With that being said, were you ever in any situations where you were romantically involved with somebody who you felt there could be a possibility of a threat? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, did you know?
No, because I don't put myself in those situations.
Which was, okay, I got you. I got you.
If I meet a guy and we hanging out and chilling and stuff like that, like I don't, you're not going to come into my space along with me until you know that I'm a trans woman. Right. And I'm going to have that on text message. And I'm going to ask it several times so that there's no way you can say, oh, well, but I did not know. You know what I'm saying? I just, like, to be honest, I'm very, like, reserved already. So, like, when a guy's trying to hit on me, like, when I'm walking down the street, I ignore them. I don't, like.
Right.
And it's like, you can't really tell who's going to be, like, aggressive and who's not going to be aggressive. But I just, I tend to be selective and pick and choose. And if you only want me for sex, then I don't even converse with you because you only want to fuck me. So just to the left. And those are mainly the guys who are trying to kill us because they're fucking with trans women. And then someone finds out, and then now they felt a manhandling threat. And so for me, if you can't take me out on a date, if you can't come and pick me up and open a door for me and take me out to eat somewhere and have a meaningful, intelligent conversation with me at a restaurant, then we can't do anything.
Right.
And I'm going to tell this to trans women that's going to be watching this interview. You have to set the boundaries for your life and what you want. You know what I'm saying? Just because a man has a dick and just because he's fine does not mean that you need to feel obligated to have sex with him or even give him conversation. It's your body and it's your space and it's your right. If you don't want to talk to a man, you can say no thank you and politely walk away. And if he's giving you vibes, bitch, be aware of that. You have to set the boundaries and you have to put the standard for the man that you want in your life. So
amen. Okay, exactly. Because when you love yourself, there's no room for insecurity within you, which means you're not going to deal with insecure people. But speaking of secure people, over the past few years, men like me, Malik Yoba, as well as Maurice Reese Willoughby, who we want to say rest in power, and others who have revealed that they are, in fact, and indeed also trans attracted. Unfortunately, these men are labeled by the ignorant majority to be gay because of their trans attraction. And I just wanted to ask you this question because everybody has different opinions and perspective, and I just wanted to get yours. Do you believe that trans attracted men are gay? Why or why not?
I don't. And the reason why I say that is because when a guy asks me that, he's like, do you think I'm gay? And I'm like, no. But I will say, if you would lay down with a man like that looks like you, or a regular man, like even like just a man in general, I think you're gay. But you're looking at a woman.
Well, exactly.
No matter what the journey I had to go through to get to be the woman that I am today, I am still a woman. It doesn't matter. You don't know what's in my pants when you meet someone. You know what I'm saying? So if you would lay down with a man, then you're gay. But if you're dealing with a trans woman, I don't consider you gay. You know what I'm saying? And then also I tell guys, like, do you think you're gay? Do you feel gay? You know what I'm saying? Would you deal with a man with would you deal with someone that has a flat chest? No, it's not about. It's about the femininity. It's about their breath. It's about all of that. Now, if you suck a dick and a man got a beard, no, either he give you a man, then yeah, you're gay. But I don't think you're gay, and I feel like everyone should be able to say what their own sexuality is. I don't feel like people should be pressured in any way, shape, or form. Because there's plenty of bitches out here fucking a man with a dildo in the booty hole. Because that's what her man likes. But is he gay because he's getting fucked by a woman with a dildo on? You know what I'm saying? It's like people want to pick and choose what they want to put on a higher pedestal and what they want to put on a lower pedestal. And I just feel like, live your life. Be
Exactly.
you. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, bitch, I mean, if I saw myself, bitch, I was like, oh, she's a bad bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
it's understandable. Us
Hmm.
trans women be a bad bitches. No shade. We also
Yeah, yeah,
sexy ass
yeah, yeah,
motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
So let me
can't
ask
help
you this,
you who you
and this
love.
just popped in my mind now since you said that. There are also a lot of cis hetero women that have issues and problems with trans women. So I guess I'm gonna lump them into this next question. As we saw on the show, there were transphobic slurs thrown around quite a bit on here. Not only can heterosexual cisgendered men showcase transphobic behavior, but so can gay men and cisgendered women. Why do you think that some gay men slash cisgendered women can be transphobic? And how would you want both gay men and cisgendered women to show up in reference to our trans sisters?
I definitely think there are gay guys who are very transphobic. That's nothing new. You know,
Right.
that's been going on since the beginning of time. For gay men, I don't. Sometimes I think it's like an insecurity, or because sometimes gay men want to be a trans woman and they just can't do it, or it's too late, or they don't have the confidence, or whatever may be hindering them from being happy. A lot of times that's the case too.
Do you
And
think
then
also too
sometimes,
it could be? I'm sorry, I mean to cut you off, but do you also think too that it could be because maybe you can pull the nigga that they can get, and they're jealous
I
about that?
mean, I guess you could say that's a thing too. But see, I've never been the type of woman to navigate my life around a man.
True.
You know what I'm
Okay, got
saying?
it.
I've never been in
True.
that type of. I'm like, bitch, if you want him, go ahead, girl. Because
Yeah.
I'm sure there's plenty of men that I've probably had that
Yeah.
1,000 other people have had. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really a competition. Like it's just for me, it's
But the
dumb.
fact they're giving you attention and they're not giving the other person attention, you know what I mean? So, because I've heard
But
some
that's
people
the
say,
same way
oh,
that
go ahead, go ahead.
is a man that may like me may not want you, but the same way when we out and pumping out, there may be a nigga that wants you because you're masculine. You giving you're that nigga. She may not want me, and everyone is not going to want everybody.
That is
There's
true. That is
somebody for
true.
everybody because the niggas you
Exactly.
pour, I may not be able to pour, and bitch, that's okay. Bitch, I know how to stay in my place. I know how to be a woman. I know how to bitch because the next guy that's gonna walk behind him is gonna be like, damn, bitch, you fine. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Okay,
like,
come on.
you know what I'm saying? And then, but with cis women, that's a whole nother like thing because it's like sometimes it's based on a situation that they had with a previous trans woman and they just group all trans women together. I know I have a tendency to do that with black men too. Um, you're hurt by one, so you just hate them all. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Or it's maybe because they man was keeping around with a trans woman and she found out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but then for me, it's like you mad at the wrong people. Now, some bitches do be sleeping with niggas, man, and they know that um he got a girl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like we need to start focusing. I feel like if we start focusing on what we have in common, we can be able to come together and have healthy, meaningful dialogue. You know what I'm saying?
That
Because
is
at the
true.
end of the day, it's really not that serious.
That
But
is
we
true.
make it more serious than what it gotta be. Like it's just a dick. You know what a dick is? A dick is the meat that's on your ear. Cartilage, that's what dick is. That's all it is.
Ooh, put it in my ear. I swear.
So I'm
Okay.
like, bitch, y'all getting mad over a dick? Like I just
Yeah.
never been that type of girl. So.
Yeah. Well, like I said, there's insecure people.
Oh, but the last
But
question.
yeah, 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 yeah.
I feel like for everyone to show, you know what, I did answer this question. For everyone to show up, I feel like we need to have meaningful conversations. So I
Yes.
did answer the question.
Okay, look at God. And this is gonna be my last question. My last question.
No, it's okay. You fine.
Oh, thank you. What is one thing that you would want to leave with the Chasing LA audience?
I would want to leave them with this. I would want them to understand that it's just a TV show. And I feel that once they understand that it's just a TV show and they understand that everything that is being filmed may not be on the show, and they understand that you should get to know if you like somebody on the show, get to know them. The show is not going to show everything, and I just also want them to know that like just be you, be happy. You know what I'm saying? No matter like what's going on in your life, like people are going to talk to the day you die. If you're
That's
happy with you and you're happy with your life, then that's all that matters. And
boom.
that's why I did the show because I wanted to be a representation for a trans person that's going to watch. It's going to find this show and it's going to watch it, and I want them to be like, bitch, okay, I see myself for her. I like her. You know what I'm saying? That's why I wanted to do it, and that's why I didn't go to the reunion because I did not want to tarnish my brand anymore. Anyway.
Right. Makes sense. Okay. But thank you. And you always welcome here on TTB. That's what we do. We want to give people
Most
a chance to
definitely.
show who they
Is that
are,
a
not
ring on
just
your
how it's
finger? Are you
portrayed.
married?
For me? No. I
Are
just
you?
haven't. No. No.
It's a
Oh,
purity
my bad.
ring. He's saving
Ain't
it
no
for
damn
his
Amen.
purity
husband.
ring, bitch.
It's a purity ring.
Oh,
Don't
you
let him
said
fool
husband.
you.
Okay, I ain't got no chance.
Yeah. He is a
Shoot,
purity
no
ring.
shade. I like bush creek. I don't know if I told anybody. Bitch, I dated me anyway.
You
Praise the
think he's a
Lord.
butch queen?
I embrace my
Wait,
feminine
He's a
what?
side
butch
more
queen?
now. So I
You think he's a
would
butch
accept
queen?
that.
Is he
You
like bush
think
creek?
Bubs the God is a butch queen?
I mean,
I would say that. I would say that.
no,
I mean, I embrace more my feminine side. So yeah. I have the appearance, but I also am in touch with my feminine side too. So
no,
I
but
would agree with that.
I don't mean it like that. Wait, okay,
Oh,
because I'm confused. So can y'all tell me, like, is he not a
go
bush
ahead,
creek?
Aaron. You started this shit.
No, he's giving me flaming queen. It's
No, he
giving
is
You
borderline
giving me
not.
drag queen.
wildebeest, Aaron. You giving me wildebeest.
No, I
And a
like him.
kneecap on top of your fucking
He's
head.
very
That's what you
he's
giving
very
me.
masculine. Like, mhm.
I am crying at this.
Are you
Aaron
back?
giving Burger King.
Alicia,
Get
thank
out
you,
of my way.
thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
coming
Alicia.
on.
Thank you.
Yes.
I want to know what will you be back for season 2, if asked?
I don't know. I have a lot of things that are changing in my life. Remember I told you in the beginning that I went to California because I got a job at the Trans Cabaret Club that I worked
Mm-hmm.
Monday. So they might be opening back up in the fall. So if that goes the way that, they say it's gonna go, I'm gonna go back because that job, this point, I was making coins. So
Okay.
I don't know. I might not. You just have to. I mean, I can't say much about it right now, because I still respect contracts and things like that. Um, you never know. I have a lot of things that's happening. I have a lot of surgeries that's coming up, so I don't know. You have to see.
You just living your best life right now. Your
I'm
best
gonna live
life.
my
Biggest
best
shit.
life.
Biggest
Amen.
If
That's
I
what I'm
do,
shit.
talking about.
because if I do come back, I'm coming back done.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm coming back done. New
What's
cities,
going on?
new
What's
phase.
going on? What's going on with your Alicia Love podcast?
So okay, yeah. So I took a break because I know the fans were trying to wonder like why I only had one episode up because right after I filmed my or whatever I recorded my episode, I had like a really bad like PTSD attack. So
Oh,
I
man.
took like a week or two off of Instagram. I wasn't even on social media because I was dealing with that, but it's going to come back. I'm actually dropping like 3 episodes back to back. So it's coming back in the next couple of weeks. I just had to take a moment because there was just so much going on. But it's going to come back for sure. I'm doing some new photo shoots coming up, so it's going to be new look, new me.
We can't wait to see it. Aaron, ask your last question. We have to get out of here.
Oh, I don't have a last question. I just want Alicia to live her best life, be happy. Mary J. Blige. I
Yes.
just want to be happy. All that other shit. Bitch, you bring me joy type shit. And, a bitch with a sharp ass chin, a bitch with Brillo pad, a Brillo pair, a Brillo pad, a Brillo pad. See,
Get
bitch,
it.
I didn't
Sound
eat
it out.
that.
Sound it out.
Bitch, I didn't even eat that, so it's tired. But a bitch with a Brillo pad for a wig could never. So it's
Let
like,
me say
girl,
this real
do
quick. Let
you
me say, and we done
enjoy
then.
your
Trap.
life and everything?
Go
No,
ahead.
when
Go
you
ahead.
when you
Go
talk
ahead.
when
Go
you
ahead.
talk about D Hawkins and you said that picture on your Bigo account, you know who he reminded me of? He reminded me of a retarded version of Khadidra from goddamn Living Single. I was like, we did that face like, I was like, bitch, what in the motherfucking Tinky Winky is this shit? Bitch, I'm done. We out. Sorry.
I will say before we leave, before we go, I definitely want to switch up in like the production because, like, no shade, it was frustrating. It was like the whole process was frustrating for me.
Oh my God.
Who in
So
particular?
hopefully they, um, I'm not gonna like point anyone out. I'm just gonna say in general, like there was just too much like last minute calling, like can you do this? And I'm like, no, no, like hold on. It was just very much like I feel like
Straight up
I was
nigga
being
shit.
pulled and stretched, and I'm like, no, that's not what we talked about. You know what I'm saying? Like I would say sometimes I did like I couldn't make things I had to cancel, but at the end of the day, I'm the talent. I'm not in production. So but I will say that they did an amazing job. It definitely would have fell apart if Q did not like put it together because it was it, no shade. I was very frustrated, but it was plenty of times I
I
wanted
think
to
it's
get on
about to
my
cut off.
phone.
Yeah, we
It's
have
about to
to
cut
go.
off.
Oh,
Ladies and gentlemen, Alicia, thank you so much for coming on. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the panel. Bye, Aaron. Bye, Bubs. I'll talk to you guys in a
hi. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.